Unicorns and glitter and taxidermy critters are just some of the things they like. They also enjoy 80s hair bands, Grizzly Adams and John Goodman, so if you think that's weird, then you can take a hike. But the things they enjoy the most are making art and cracking jokes. So without further ado, here are your hosts. You've got your two artsy gals, your two artsy gals. Here are your two artsy gals.
Hey listeners, Katie here. Ooh, I am so sorry I forgot to post an episode last week. I was not feeling so awesome last Sunday, and I just freaking forgot, and I forgot until like Wednesday, and then it was too late because the week was half over, and I went out of town for my mom's birthday over the weekend. So anyway, this episode is long and rambly because Lonnie and I are talking about sewing with knits because it's something that we are both pretty passionate about and we love. We do give you some tips, and you're going to want to check the blog at twoartsygals.com for a lot of links if you're interested in sewing with knits, because I'm going to list the indie pattern companies that we use, and I'll post some things about the sewing machine feet that we were talking about, and probably a couple of YouTube videos. I haven't quite figured out everything for that yet, but it will be chock full of things that are very helpful for you. I can assure you of that. If you would like to keep this podcast going, it's pretty important that you support the podcast. We are 100% listener supported, and you can do that in a few ways. You can donate money to the podcast at twoartsygals.com. You just click the donate button, and you can donate through PayPal. You can do a one-time donation. You can do a monthly donation, whatever works, whatever amount works. We appreciate it all. You can also get us something off of our wish list on Amazon, which is accessible through the website as well. I try to keep that list current with things that we would like to talk about or we're planning to talk about in the future, but then maybe we can't really afford to pay for the supplies for it out of our pocket. One big thing that we really need from you guys is for you to rate and review our podcast on iTunes. That bumps us up in the ratings so that people see us. We're at the top of the list and we get noticed more. So please go to iTunes, rate and review us. We are having a giveaway, which we have not had a lot of people responding to. So it might take a while. When we reach 25 reviews on iTunes, we're going to do a drawing to give away one of our pencil bags on our Redbubble store. You can get a Two Artsy Gals logo one, or you can get one with the make some cool shit yo logo. That was hard to say. Yo and logo back to back. My mouth didn't want to do that. Anyway, to be entered into the drawing, all you have to do is screen grab your review and either email it to twoartsygals@gmail.com or post it on our Facebook group, which you can join. Just check it out. Look for Two Artsy Gals Making Cool Shit Yo and join the group. I will approve you immediately. We do also have a Facebook fan page, but the group is kind of more community based. It allows us to communicate better, and we post a lot more stuff there because more people see it. So check those out. Speaking of social media, we are also on Instagram and Twitter. I've been pretty lazy about those lately, but I do post things off and on. And we definitely always tweet and post things on Instagram on the days that we record. So what else? Oh, if you would like to contact us for anything, you can send us email at twoartsygals@gmail.com and send us ideas for shows, comments, questions. We love it all. Just don't send us not nice things, because then we'll just ignore them. You can also leave us a message at Two Artsy Gals, our Two Artsy Gals voicemail line, which is 503-395-7190. Do that, and we'll play it on the show. Anyway, I'm going to let you guys get at it because this episode's a week late, and it's also a really long one. I mean, it's really long. There's a lot of jibber jabber, and I apologize, but Lonnie and I get carried away when we get excited about a topic. So enjoy the show. Hey everybody, this is Katie.
And this is Lonnie.
And okay, make sure I'm not sorry. You're listening to Artsy Gals!
Yay!
Sorry, I was fucking with my microphone at the last minute. Sorry if you hear that bumping.
That's
and
funny.
stuff.
Good stuff.
Lonnie, I missed you.
I missed you too.
I hate it when we spend so much time apart.
I know. Summer, it's busy. Life is busy.
Life is too busy and I am frantic lately.
Yeah.
I was just bitching to Lonnie about how busy I've been and like going to see my mom and my grandma and what have you been doing?
Just stuff
I feel
around
like
the
I
house.
Just spewed
or just
complaints at you as soon as you got here. Hey, dude,
I
stop
mean,
it.
even it's funny because I shouldn't complain because sometimes I'm just busy with crafty things I want to do. Like I want to do all these things and like, oh, there's not enough time.
Dude, off. Give me that. Ew, it's all wet. Sorry, my dog likes that was a garbage bag, which I'll explain in a minute. An empty garbage bag was on my floor, but Duda really loves stuff like that because then he can bury his tennis ball underneath it and then dig it through it and like rip through to get to the tennis ball. So
and then it makes a little bit of noise. It's
really noisy. If he were a dog that we left outside in the yard, I can guarantee you our yard would be full of fucking holes.
Yeah.
I think he would just dig all the time.
Yeah. You know what's funny is he didn't start doing this until we started recording.
No, I know. He knows we're recording.
Interesting trick, Duda.
He's very excited that Lonnie's here, though.
But he won't give me his ball.
No, he's going to play. Oh, he'll
keep away.
Watch out because he throws
Lonnie.
it for himself, too. He's just in here. Duda, give me your tennis ball. Come on, get out of stuff. This is all for you, audience. He's showing off. Get that out of here.
He wants to be famous on the internet.
I don't think he's very...
Internet famous.
Oh, my God.
Katie's internet famous. Did you
My
guys know that?
husband is an ass. So we went to see our friends Teresa and her husband Hank
Fun.
in Astoria last week.
Yeah, was that fun?
The weekend before. Oh my God, we had so much fun.
Yeah.
So we went to, and I've never been to the only strip club on the Oregon coast that I know of. We went to Annie's Saloon in Astoria. It was pretty wild.
Yeah.
I will say. I had more vagina in my face than I've had in a really long time.
Wow.
But I realized that I was getting a lot of attention because my husband, who people like my husband.
Yeah.
Like, I think he's just an approachable dude.
Yeah.
He's a big doofus. Like, everybody likes the jovial redhead in the crowd, I guess. I don't know. But he was sitting at the end. I could hear him. I can tell when he's telling stories about me because the tone of his voice changes. And he looks at me while he's talking. So I knew he was saying something about me over there. And he has this whole group of dancers around him that are talking to him. And I'm like, what the fuck is he doing? So he's over there telling everybody that I'm internet famous. I'm like, Kurt, I'm not internet famous. He's like, well, yeah, you are. And I'm like, no. Like, our podcast has, like, at most on a good week, 400 listeners. That is not internet famous. And most of them are people that know us.
Yeah.
Or know someone who knows us. So it's not like I have a huge audience. He's like, well, you're internet famous to me. I'm like, well, okay, whatever. So he was drunk bragging.
That's hilarious.
It's kind of cute, but also a little bit annoying.
So is that why the ladies were giving you attention?
I think so. Also, he kept bringing me dollar bills. So I was baking dollar bills.
Nice.
It was fun. We had a good time. We ate at a really awesome place for, like, I can't remember the name of the bar that we went and had breakfast at the next morning. But it was a fun time. I thought we were going to spend the day, like, going to the... Kurt wanted to go to the fort. What the fuck is the name of the fort down there?
Oh, Stevenson.
Yeah, he's never been there.
Stevens.
He wanted to go to Fort Stevens and do the little tour thing, and I was excited to get another penny smasher thing.
Yeah.
Because we have an album and we collect when we go places.
Oh, cool.
We get pennies smashed because they make little albums that you can slide your little pennies in.
Yeah.
So I was excited because there's one there that I don't have. And so he decided he didn't want to do that, though.
Oh, it's cool.
He was
creepy.
worried about our dog.
Oh.
He didn't think that August was going to come and hang out with him as much as he said he would, and I think that he just was being lazy and wanted to go home. So
Yeah.
that's what we did. But it was fun.
Yeah.
And it was awesome to hang out with
Teresa's
Teresa.
fun.
I love her.
Yeah.
I didn't get to see Angela
Aw.
because it was Mother's Day weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of Mother's Day weekend, so we're recording out of order, by the way. So this episode is actually going to air. So this conversation is older than we think it is that we're having right now.
Oh, okay.
But what did you do for Mother's Day?
We went to Home Depot and I got a new bathroom fan, and then we went to my mom's for a little while.
Nice.
Yeah, it was like.
Did your kid do anything for you? Did Scott do anything for you?
Last minute, my kid decided to embroider something for me, and it's cute. It says Happy Mother's Day, and it's a flower, but in the process, like tore through my craft.
Made a mess that you
room.
had to clean up.
Yeah, I just cut out this fabric that I wouldn't have chosen for it to be. Thank you, kiddo. You know, it's like so hard because it's like, thank you.
Well, I will tell you that my son did not a fucking thing for Mother's Day for me and didn't even acknowledge it.
Oh,
We were texting in the morning. He didn't say Happy Mother's Day. He said nothing.
he forgot.
He says he didn't forget. He says he was busy at work that day because they had a Mother's Day special.
Oh, duh. Okay.
So
he didn't forget. Yeah.
he was too busy. He didn't get me anything. At midnight, so like we went all through Mother's Day, and then at midnight I finally texted him because my feelings were fucking hurt. And I'm like, do you have anything that you want to say to me? And he's like, no, what do you mean? I'm like, nothing? Thanks a lot, dude. And he's like, whatever, Mom. I was busy. Like he hasn't apologized or said anything to me about it.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
That age, I remember being.
Yeah, he's a real dick right now.
It's like just all you can see is yourself.
Yeah.
When you're that age. I don't know.
I still feel like I acknowledged Mother's Day.
I probably didn't for a few years, but I would just forget. And like I didn't have the Googles to be like, when is Mother's Day this year? You know, I don't know. I often forgot those things because I was busy doing my own thing.
I don't know. I feel like my dad called me and stuff and was like, hey, don't forget Mother's Day. But I also feel like my mom.
I don't think your mom would let you forget.
Would not let me forget Mother's Day because my mom always planned shit for Mother's Day.
Yeah.
Like, so I was expected to visit.
Yes.
And participate in the things that were happening.
My mom tried to cancel last minute, and then, which I was like, oh, okay. Because at first I invited her to my house, and then she's like, I don't feel very good. I don't want to go up your stairs. I'm like, okay. Well, we can come to your house.
Your stairs aren't very big, Lonnie.
I know. I was kind of like a little butthurt, but I was like, okay. Well, we can come to your house. And then she's like, okay. And then that night sent an email like, no, I just don't feel like, having company. Or so then my brother and
I'm sorry, I just rolled my eyes.
No, it's okay. I know, because it is like that. And then my brother and sister-in-law stopped by there because they had something in their car of hers. And then Larry messaged me and he's like, Mom actually is up for company. She didn't think she was or something. I'm like, oh my God. Because then I was like, cool, I have Mother's Day to myself. Like, I can do whatever I want. And then I was like, oh no, I need to go to my mom's house.
You know what?
Like I was planning on, but when I thought I got out.
Yeah. No, and here's the thing. I think I said this
moms
last
that are
time.
like interesting, don't we?
Yeah, and I do Mother's Day myself. So like I acknowledge Mother's Day. I acknowledge it to my mother and my mother-in-law. We get them gifts, but I feel like I'm a mom.
Yeah.
So I should get to spend Mother's Day about me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I don't know.
I think that's going to start being my thing because I was really excited about that when it was happening for a second.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I don't know.
But I don't feel like I need Scott to do anything for me or anything because I'm like, I'm not your mom. I have a mom.
And I go back and forth.
Like,
I was kind of bummed because I really mentioned to Kurt that he may want to remind August about Mother's Day and nudge him to make sure that something happens for Mother's Day. But Kurt is a very much, I'm not his mom
Yeah.
kind of thing. And Kurt doesn't like being in charge of stuff like that. So I just guess it never happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I tend to ask for like expensive things for Mother's Day. Just
Nice.
like throwing things out there like, so I want a guitar, right? It can be a used one. It would be a nice thing for you in August to like maybe make happen. And then I throw out a hint and then I just leave it. But that shit never fucking happens. So
Good thinking, though.
I would just really have been pleased if while my son was house sitting for us while we were out of town, he would have done the fucking dishes for me while I was gone.
That would be a beautiful Mother's
It
Day
would be,
gift.
right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. Yeah, just like
Just do a fucking
something
dish.
nice for Mom. Yeah.
Clean your fucking room,
Yeah.
which is disgusting.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Don't get the let's not get the Mother's Day blues.
No, I don't want to.
Next year's gonna be better. Oh,
dog.
something exciting is happening out there.
I'll just cut all that out. So yeah, I was at my mom's last weekend. I told you that I was just bitching about all this to you. Speaking of mothers. But I was going to tell you. So before you got here, there was a huge pile of shirts on this table that I had to clear off. They're now in the rocking chair over there.
Oh, I see. That's a lot
Because
of shirts.
my grandma is losing her vision. She has macular degeneration.
Aw.
She can't really see to sew anymore. So when I come down lately, she has been having me sew some things for her because she's got fucking T-Rex arms.
Yeah.
All over her fucking sleeves.
That's gonna be me, obviously.
I think,
someday.
well, I think it's because she has some arthritis in her neck, and I think she's starting to get a little hump
I know. I'm gonna do that
on her
now.
back. So I think it's not necessarily that her arms are getting shorter because she hasn't always had T-Rex arms.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
that
that's that she's
curling up,
more
kind of.
curled up. Yeah.
Yeah.
God damn, that hurts my back to do that. But she's so tight. She's like hunched down, so her shirts are too long for her in the torso also now.
Oh wow.
So she's been having me like shorten the sleeves to stuff for her or hem her pants for her because we all have short fucking legs. My mom, my grandma, and I all have little fucking turkey drumstick legs that are impossibly short. So I shortened the sleeves on a few of her blouses for her, and I shortened the sleeves on her cute coat. And then I hemmed some pants for her this last time. But the time before last when I was down there, she wanted me to shorten the sleeves and the length on a bunch of knit shirts for her. And I thought, you know what, Grandma? Why don't I just take them home and do them on my serger? Because it'll be way fucking faster.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I have a pile of mending to do for my grandma that I
Wow, that's
forgot
so
to do.
nice.
But it'll just be zoop zoop real quick.
Yeah. That's so nice. You're
Well,
such a
I
good
think
kid.
it's nice
You're a
that
good
my
kid.
grandma used to sew shit for me. So
Yeah.
I should sew shit for her now.
Aw,
Even
yeah.
though it's kind of, I mean, I have shit I want to sew. But
I know.
so it's going to take a few minutes for me to sew some shit for my grandma.
Yeah.
She's 88 years old. She's not going to be around much longer. I would
Yeah.
feel like a real asshole if I told her
right
no.
now. Yeah. Yep. True.
Suck
true.
it, Grandma. You can sew your own things.
Yeah. She's like, well, no, actually, I can't. Can't see.
But I thought that, so that had me thinking about, specifically about the fact, I'm sorry.
Chapstick.
This allergy season is fucking stupid.
It's
I was putting
butt.
chapstick on and being really sloppy about it again, but
it's beautiful. I mean, okay, so we got all that rain. We got so much rain, and now the flowers are just gorgeous
everywhere.
But damn,
Oh, it's pollen. Oh my God.
coating everything.
Dude, did I tell you last week? We cannot fucking stay on track to save our lives. I
No.
don't know what the thing is, but so last weekend when I was at my mom's, we went to the nursery because my mom bought some wisteria,
Uh-huh.
and there was this flower that looked like it should smell good.
Uh-huh.
So I stuck my nose down in it and took a big old sniff. Okay, not only did it fucking stink, like it didn't smell good. It's some relative of an elderberry. I don't know what it was. It smelled awful, but it was also like I just fucking snorted a rail of pollen. And I sneezed for like 5 fucking minutes straight. I could not stop sneezing. People were looking at me like, is she okay? I had to get out my inhaler. Like,
oh my God.
But it was just like I fucking shook it off there and chopped up a line and snorted it right up. It was just horrible.
Oh, that hurts.
It made the back of my throat burn. And I had that weird smell taste. Does that make sense? That you get in the back of your throat?
Yes.
That's like,
oh yes.
Yeah, no, it wasn't good.
No.
But anyway, let's go. I was trying to make a good segue, but then we got sidetracked again. We're going to talk about sewing with knits today.
Yay! It's been my thing to do lately.
Well, we've been sewing a lot lately, and it's been on our minds. So I also want to talk about sewing with knits because next month, Lonnie and I are going to do an upcycling challenge where we're going to go to the Goodwill bins.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't think of I haven't really thought of the parameters that we're going to do this under. So maybe like make a price limit or a pound limit for what we do, because I don't know how much it is by the pound now at the bins.
I don't remember.
But the more you buy, the less it is per pound. So maybe like a $10 spending limit. I don't know. Does that sound good? Like a 10?
Yeah.
Because I want to make it like challenging, but also make it really seem like, hey, this is a deal. Like, you know. So I want to get as much knitwear, because let's face it, that is 90% of what you get at Goodwill.
Yeah.
Is knitwear. So I want to get as much knitwear as we can. And then I think we'll do a little live recording at the bins.
Okay.
And then,
you know what would be cool if we had, we have that awesome little portable recorder. Wouldn't it be neat if there was just little wireless mics that you could clip on your shirt that were somehow connected to the recorder?
It would be cool. And also, do you know what? I'm so embarrassed to say this, but because when we do like Facebook Live stuff, I feel like we should have a selfie stick.
Oh, yeah.
And it's so fucking embarrassing to say that, because I would not be caught dead in public with the fucking selfie stick. But for the purposes of the podcast, like when we're digging in the bins or we're recording,
yeah.
Don't you think that it would look better if we could get farther away from our faces?
Yeah, I have one.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do it that way.
Oh, Facebook Live. Okay, not recording.
Not recording live. But I think that recorder that we have, you can plug microphones into. Yeah. And also you can put on a tripod, which I'm gonna experiment with that. But yeah, Facebook Live though, I want to do some live recording, Facebook Living from. This will be in June. From the bins, and maybe talk about the stuff we're picking and why.
Yeah.
And then we'll give ourselves a certain amount of time. Like maybe do this like in the first week or so of June, and then make this episode like at the end of June, where we like challenge ourselves to who can make the most things, or I don't know. We're going to have to work on that between you and I, like figuring out what we're going to do.
Because, man, there's also the temptation of trying one of the Catwise tutorials, the recycled sweaters.
Yeah, you could do that too. We could.
Like rainbow fun twirly sweaters.
Yeah, I saw someone with one of those on the other day.
Wow.
I was like, oh my God, I love your sweater.
Yeah.
And I was going to ask if it was a Catwise, but until you said that, I could not fucking for the life of me remember the lady's name.
Or she followed the tutorial.
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to ask her is she did that, But anyway, in preparation for that, because we know we're going to inspire all you guys to go do some knit stuff.
Yeah.
Sew some knits.
Yeah.
I wonder how many of our listeners sew.
I do too.
Guys, how many of you sew? I mean, like the handful that I can think of that I know personally, I don't think they do sew, and if they do, they don't do it regularly. But
honestly, I hardly did until I got into sewing knits.
Remember, I pushed you to start with like, just fucking sew, Lonnie.
I know,
it's not that hard.
It sucks.
But you got me into sewing knits. And this is why I wanted to talk about sewing knits, because it can be a little bit intimidating.
But see, for me, it really wasn't, because I felt like I I haven't sewn a lot of wovens. I hadn't made any woven garments before. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to try this.
Well, and when you learn to sew, you typically learn, like when you're, like, I started sewing when I was a little girl.
Mm-hmm.
I think that
I
I
did
was
a
like
little bit.
9 or 10 years old when I was in 4-H sewing.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be able to reach the pedals
Yes.
on the sewing machine. So however old I was when I could finally fucking reach the pedals when I sat in a chair is how old I was when I think I was like 9. Anyway, 9 or 10. I started with wovens because they're much easier. They're very straightforward.
Yeah,
the
see,
sewing
and I
machine
didn't
just
realize-
goes.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you don't have to factor anything in with like the stretch and the pull of the garment. Like,
yeah.
so, and wovens are fucking easy. And I love cotton dresses.
Yeah.
Cotton dresses are my favorite thing. I love to make a cotton dress. I like to add pockets to dresses because
I think
what
they
fucking
look so
jerk
cute.
doesn't make a dress with pockets?
I know.
Because
Pockets are
people
the
who wear
best.
dresses need a place to put shit.
Yeah.
Just
yeah.
like people who wear pants need a place to put shit.
Yep.
So, like, you
I
know,
always
you got to
now
keep your
add
tissue in your
pockets.
pocket. You got to keep some chapstick in your pocket. You got to
Phone,
sometimes phone in your
keys.
keys. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
chapsticking myself
And I
up.
love how everyone's obsessed with pockets on dresses. Finally, it's like, I think that people, maybe they'll get it. Maybe
yeah,
the
maybe.
retailers will be like,
Hey, this
"Oh."
dress needs it. And it's not hard just to make a little, like, pocket in the seam.
Yeah, it's not.
It doesn't have to be
Inseam
a
pockets
visible
are-
pocket.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I'm adding pockets to my TARDIS dress that I'm working on right now.
Sweet.
I forgot to put them in as I
Good.
was sewing it, but
Yeah.
it's just easy. You
Yeah.
just fucking, it's not a big deal. Like,
Yeah.
you just go, oh, I'm going to rip this seam out and add a pocket to it.
Yep.
But, so sewing with wovens, super easy. And if you don't know, we have an episode about fabrics that we did last year.
Yeah.
Wovens are generally cotton or silk. They can be silk, they can be wool, but they're woven. They don't have a lot of
Even
stretch.
polyester.
Yeah, polyester. They don't have give or stretch like rayon, like that kind of
yeah,
stuff.
Yeah.
It's a woven fabric, and the way that it's done, the way that it's woven means that it only has stretch on the bias, like if you stretch it from corner to corner.
Yeah.
So it makes a nice, crisp outfit.
You have
like,
to, and you have
garment.
to add darts for your boobs. and
Yeah,
stuff like
it
that.
doesn't mold around you.
Yeah.
Whereas knit fabrics, which is like if I go through my closet, other than my dresses that I made myself,
Mm-hmm.
my clothes are knit.
They're so comfortable.
We wear knit. Like,
Yeah.
even when you buy jeans, they have some stretch in them.
Yeah.
Like, you're buying knit. Like, you wear,
Yeah.
you know, and your t-shirts, even like just a regular old t-shirt,
Yeah.
100% cotton t-shirt, the cotton is done in a knit, not a woven. And that's the difference. Like, so you take a 100% cotton blouse
Mm-hmm.
that is like a button-up darted blouse and you feel the difference in it, or you take a cotton t-shirt that's just 100% jersey knit
Mm-hmm.
cotton. There's stretch in that. It's because, oh my God, this dog is killing me today.
But it's so weird. There's different levels of stretch.
It is.
Because
It's
then there's
super
the
weird.
cotton poly ones, and then
Mhm.
sometimes those are a little stretchier, or they'll have
Or cotton
spandex.
lycra, yeah.
Yeah, it's
So, but anything that is a stretch is
Mhm.
more forgiving fit-wise.
yes.
Like, I feel like it can stretch a little bit around my big old boobs.
yeah, you don't put dart. You don't have to
Don't
put
put darts in it. I can just sew it and
forms
make it like-
over
Yeah.
whatever it's being put
Yeah,
on.
it just goes, oh, hey, boobs. And it stretches out around them. And it goes, and it hangs nicely. I mean,
yeah, the drape can be
The
really
drape
pretty.
can be
yeah.
really cool depending on what it is.
Yeah.
There are some really thin knits that are maybe a little bit unflattering. They like to show some rolls. They stick to
Yeah.
things you don't want them to stick to. But that's a trial and error. But we all wear knits. We wear t-shirts. We wear
Mhm.
yoga pants. We wear leggings. We wear knit skirts are my jam.
Yes.
Like,
Oh my god, I didn't tell you what I'm doing.
what are you doing?
I ordered a couple yards of white cotton lycra, and
Are
I'm
you
going
making your
to
dress?
ice dye it. I'm going to batik and ice dye it, and then make cute fucking hippie,
Oh, you know what? Let's
yoga
do. I have
pants.
batiking and ice dyeing and stuff on our list. When you
Oh.
do that, let's record an episode about it.
It's gonna be cool. I just
Yeah.
ordered the dye and I'm so excited.
Did you get the Procyon?
Yes.
Nice.
Oh.
Do you have
I've been inspired by all
do you have
these
soda
cute...
ash?
I ordered some.
Oh, I was
with
gonna
it.
say I have a fucking ton of it. I wish I would have known that before.
Yeah.
Because I have a fuck ton of it.
And you just treat your fabric with it for... Anyway, sorry, this is off the subject. But anyway, I'm very excited to make it and sew because I've
And
been
you're
seeing
making your
these...
wedding dress too, aren't you?
Yeah, but I'm...
Are you nervous?
Yes, I'm still designing it, kind
also,
of. You know, I'm
I
still
was gonna
figuring
say,
it
if
out.
you need a place to I don't know if you have a good place to lay lengths of fabric out and cut it. You can come use my sewing table
Nice.
if you want.
Yeah.
Because I have a long sewing table, so.
Yeah, I bought this beautiful lace that
Oh my
I
God,
want to
it's so pretty.
do as an overlay, but it doesn't have any stretch in the direction. So I'm going to use it over the skirt, and then I'm trying to figure out the top. And so I'm doing a lot of designing in my head.
Mhm.
I think I have it figured out. I don't know how to look, and I think...
You know how to gather the overlay, right? Do you know how to gather a flat fabric?
I think so.
Okay.
I just do an in and out stitch around it and then pull.
Yeah, no, that's what you do.
Okay.
You just do
Yeah.
I do a machine based.
Yeah, I've tried. I don't
And then-
do well with the machine one. I know, and then you pull the bobbin thread and it, but I always struggle with that. So I just do like a big embroidery, and
No,
then
that's-
it's easy
that's
to
how you
take
do it,
out.
yeah.
I don't know, but
I would say that's how I would get around the stretching problem
yeah,
with
yeah,
that. Like I would machine baste it and sew it into the garment, so then it has
yeah.
some stretch.
It's gonna,
but-
yeah. That's what I'm thinking. But in the top, so now the top is going to be kind of plain, but I'm thinking about getting some applique to put.
Well, you can even
on
cut some
there.
applique out of that pretty fabric.
Yeah,
and
and
put
put
it
it
on
on
there.
there. Yes, so
Out
I'm
of the
gonna
scraps,
decorate it with
But is the
Anyway,
main
sorry.
body of your dress going to be a knit, right?
Yes, it's a what is it? It's kind of a shiny, athletic,
Like lycra.
yeah, like a spandex ish, which is funny, but it's pretty. It's gonna look pretty with it because it's a little bit shiny. And
Yeah.
it's kind of a nude pearl kind of color. I don't know.
Ooh.
Yeah, because I didn't want white, but it's kind of white. I don't know. I'm excited, but yeah, just scared to cut into it and I keep looking, I keep reading because I want to use the Sweetheart pattern from Patterns for Pirates, which is a online. They sell PDF patterns for knits. It's so fun, but and we've talked about them before.
Yeah.
But I keep reading the
We're gonna talk
instructions
about 'em more in this
over and over
episode.
again, and I'm like, gosh, this dress seems hard, and I just keep. It's like I'm studying and study. You know, like sometimes you
I
get.
thought you'd made a sweetheart dress.
No, I haven't made a Sweetheart yet.
Hmm.
No, and they have the cute, Sweetheart line, which I want,
Mm-hmm.
and then, but yeah, I'm just a little puzzled by it. So, but I'm slowly figuring it out. I don't know.
Well, and now this is advice for all of you.
I think I
because
should watch some tutorials.
watch some tutorials, but also go buy some super cheap, a super cheap knit, and make what they call a muslin. Like,
Yes.
so if you were sewing a woven dress, you would actually use muslin fabric, but they just call it a muslin because that's what it is. Basically, it's a dry run.
Yeah.
Like you're just doing a tester to make sure that it's going to fit you correctly and that you don't need to make any changes to the pattern before you cut your good fabric.
Yes. And some people, even when you use like, I don't know, you get jersey sheets sometimes for cheap, or
Totally.
like I
Dude.
don't know, stuff that,
Yeah.
or look at Walmart. Sometimes I look at the clearance section and the like women's nightgowns because they're
Mhm.
usually a nice stretch fabric, and you get a lot of it if you get like a 5X.
Mm-hmm.
And what's cool is the 5X is the same price as the small, and you're getting
Yeah.
like more fabric. So there's fun ways to find.
And Walmart had a $2 sale section the other day, and there were some knits in there, and it was all ugly as shit. Like it's nothing that I would wear.
Right.
But for $2 a yard,
Yeah, you can practice.
you can get like 4 or 5 yards and make a practice run dress and fucking donate it when you're done.
Yeah.
If you don't want it, or just use it to wear around the house or whatever.
That's how I started too with I started with making underwear, scrundies.
So this is the
Yeah.
thing. Lonnie got me started sewing with knits.
I was so
because
excited about that.
I was like, I've always been afraid to sew with knits. So here's the reason that I've been afraid to sew with knits and what the struggle is. When you can't just sew knits with a regular sewing machine like
Yeah.
you would a woven. You can't just go
yeah,
for it. But it's
doesn't-
hard. It
yeah.
stretches, it pulls. We're going to tell you how to do it, though. We're going to give you tips. But
Mhm.
this is what people shy away from them from, because
You feel like you need
if you have an
fancy
older
equipment
if you
and-
have an older sewing machine, it most likely doesn't have a knit stitch on it.
I started with a zigzag on my regular machine.
My first machine doesn't even have a zigzag. It's that old.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
you know, I couldn't sew knits on that. Like what
Mhm.
happens is when you use a regular sewing machine at the regular settings, it stretches the fabric as you sew it, and then you end up with ripply curly edges.
Mhm.
You end up with it not fitting correctly.
Or it doesn't stretch. That stitch doesn't stretch, so it's
So
gonna
the stitch
pull
breaks.
tight. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Like if that was the band around your underwear, and you the first time you put them on, it'd be like,
Yeah,
know,
you
because
wouldn't be able to get them on because it
Yeah.
wouldn't stretch with the fabric.
yeah. It has to
So
stretch
there
with the
are
fabric.
things to be considered. But
Yes.
that said, it's not as scary as I thought it was. And once I started doing
It's
it,
kind
I'm
of
totally
fun.
fucking addicted to it now.
Yeah, I'm like shit. I gotta
And-
calm down because
Dude, I have some.
I don't need this many clothes. But oh my god,
Well, I've been trying to get rid of clothes as I make clothes.
I need to.
Because I'm holding on to some fucking gross t-shirts that I just don't need. Like, seriously?
I know I have that too. I'm like maybe I'll use this for
You're not going
mowing the
to.
lawn or what. I don't. Yeah, it's like. ugh,
Like, I
yeah.
have one gross t-shirt that I keep because I've already ruined it with bleach from using, like, the Ajax or Comet to scrub the bathtub out and stuff.
Yep.
So that is my bathroom cleaning shirt. It's my Flogging Molly t-shirt. It was Kurt's Flogging Molly t-shirt,
Yeah.
but it's all big and yucky, and it's got, like, under the boob bleach marks, like crescent moons of bleach marks from where I've leaned in to scrub, and my boobs hung over the edge of the bathtub, and I didn't know it was touching. So, you know, because I can't use Ajax without getting bleach on my shit. But that shirt I'll keep. The rest of them, I gotta start getting rid of clothes that don't fucking fit me anymore.
I know. I need to too.
Like, I just had an underwear
Slowly.
tantrum the other day
Aw.
because I realized all my underwear have been falling down inside of my pants, which is the most annoying feeling in the world. Like when you're wearing jeans and then you have to reach inside of your jeans to pull your underwear up over your butt. Yeah, the elastic shot in all my underwear. And I was thinking about it, and the last time I actually bought new underwear was at Burlington Coat Factory when my husband and I bought new winter coats, like 4 years ago.
Oh my
3 years
goodness.
ago.
Aw.
I haven't bought new underwear in 3 years. So I bought new underwear at Walmart the other day. I had a
Yay.
tantrum and got new underpants. But
That's pretty hilarious.
now I'm like, there's this weird part of me that doesn't want to throw out my old underwear.
Yeah.
But they've got to go. There's no elastic
Yeah.
in them. I can't reuse them for
No.
anything.
Yep. I know. You know what though? I donated some clothes, and now I think about the knits that were in there that I could have reused to make
Oh,
underwear.
I've got a stack of stuff that
And
I'm
I'm like,
saving.
Like, and this shirt that I made for my kid, I should have saved it because it was the softest. Oh well, it's gone. I
No.
gotta let it go.
Here's like I've been saving scraps big enough to make underwear, so I have a stack of underwear because this is what started my whole knit thing. Is that Lonnie made me a pair of
But
underwear.
I'm sure they've fallen apart by now because they were just a zigzag
No,
stitch.
They're still together.
Wow,
they fall
that's-
off my ass because they need I need a higher waistband?
Yeah.
higher rise.
Yeah.
But I wear them, and I wear them to the gym the other day, and one of the old ladies was like, do you have underwear? Are those unicorns on your underwear? Like, you could tell she was really confused about where a 44-year-old
I know.
overweight woman found underwear that were cute with unicorns on it. And then they say, like, bring it on or something.
Yeah.
And she's like, what does that say? And I'm like, bring it on. And she's like, okay. Like, you're weird.
It's so fun though.
But she made me these
Oh,
awesome
my
underwear.
God.
And then I was like, oh my God, I could have all kinds of awesome underwear.
Yes.
I still haven't tried scrundies yet, though.
You know,
I have the pattern. I haven't tried. And I have
They're so
that
fun.
fucking awesome fabric that I made my niece's leggings out of.
Yes.
That is so soft.
Those will stay up. A band out of that. If you use that for bands, they'll stay up.
Yeah. Because it's athletic. Like, it's
and it's
cotton
soft.
lycra.
It feels good.
So soft.
Yeah.
And so pretty.
Yeah, it is pretty.
So I'm going to make some out of that. But that's what got me started, was that Lonnie made me a pair of underwear. And because I was having having the SADS. And she was like, she was acting so weird. I think we talked about it because it was the day that we recorded.
Giving my friend
she was
underwear
being all weird. And I'm like, what are you doing? She
made.
goes, well, this is kind of weird, but you've been sad, so I made you these. And I was like,
unicorn
you made me underwear? You made me fucking unicorn underwear? This is not weird. This is the most awesome thing in the world. So
I know I'm going to surprise my friend for her birthday with some weed underwear.
Oh, is it the fabric that you got the other day that you showed me?
Yeah.
Those are awesome.
Yeah.
It's cool. But so how did you hear about Scrundies are a totally different company.
Yeah, that's New Horizons.
New Horizons. So how did you find out about this? Like,
So
what made you start sewing knits?
So I'll try to make it short, but I listened to this One Bad Mother podcast, and they have a crafty group, and they had a craft along, sewing scrundies, and that's where it started. And I was like, "What are these? I want to try this." No, sorry, take that back. They had a sew along for a.
That was her putting it in reverse. She stopped and put it in reverse.
Because New Horizons has a Facebook group, and if you join it, you get a free tank top pattern. It was called the Miami Tank. Or no, not Miami. Is it? Shit. I always call it Miami, and it's actually something else. Key West. God.
Well,
it's the Key West tank.
Kind of.
I know. Florida is all the same to me.
It's all the penis of the United States. So
it's weird there. That's all I know.
Sorry,
no offense.
Florida.
I know, no offense. It's not weird. Well, to people up here it is, but
I'm
we're
sure
weird too.
We're weird to them. So.
But yeah, and so that's where I started, and it was so funny because I had no idea where to find the right fabric, so I figured Fabric Depot would be the place because it's huge.
They don't have a lot of knits out there, though, those motherfuckers.
So I ended up with this kind of weird knit that wasn't, and it's so funny because I didn't do my bands right. It looks all raw on the edges. It kind of turned out cool, though. I still wear it because it's cool, but it's not how it's supposed to be. But I was like, and then I found out about the Scrundies because then I was in their Facebook group and I'm like, oh my God, these people are making these cute rainbow underwear. And then I'm like, well, where do I get that fabric? And then I'm asking people, and there's all these places on Etsy, or that's I think where I first bought fabric. And yeah, there's all these places online that sell really cute, nice knits.
And you can find them. Joann's
is up in their
game better.
Yeah.
I feel like that the PDF pattern movement has actually made sewing with knits a bit more popular.
Yeah.
And so
it's huge.
by
How
demand,
many people are in that group?
Joann's is actually starting to carry
cute ones.
Cute knits.
Too. Oh my God, the narwhals and the dinosaurs.
I'm so sad I didn't get either of those, but I had to really look. My big knit project for that I'm super excited about is I get to go see my dream concert this summer.
Yes.
Like, dream concert as in, for years, I have been saying, I wish these two bands would tour together. I would be so fucking excited. I'm going to cry talking about it right now. I'm so fucking excited. So I'm going to be seeing the Dropkick Murphys and Rancid together. And they're doing a finale on stage together.
Aww.
So it's their Boston to Berkeley tour. And I'm so fucking excited that I just my heart starts racing when I think about it. But then, of course, because I'm girlier than I'd like to admit sometimes, I'm like, I need a dress for this concert.
Yes.
Because it's going to be, it's in August.
Oof.
So it's going to be fucking hot.
Yep.
So I kind of want a sundress, but I want it to be a cool dress. I don't want to wear just anything.
Right.
Because it's punk rock, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to be all super froofy girly because I'm probably going to wear Chucks or something
Yeah.
because I don't want to wear sandals or flip flops that's bad move.
Ouch,
Like, you
yeah.
just get your feet fucking crushed. I mean,
Yeah.
Chucks are kind of pushing it too, but
Yeah.
I'm not wearing Doc Martens in August. It's just not a thing that's going to happen. But I found fabric with tape cassettes on it.
It's so cute.
Like, I've been, like, cassette tapes, like...
I'm going to go touch it.
Get it. Bring it over here. Because I want your opinions about the fabric. So, I've been just keeping my eyes peeled for fabric. Like, something that might work. Because,
Yeah.
Anyway, I saw that and it was like, that is awesome fabric. Holy shit balls. I need to have it. But there was also the narwhal fabric and also the unicorn fabric. But I didn't have enough money for all of them, so I had to choose.
This is great.
Do you think that's going to make a good dress? Like, be a
Hell
good weight for a
yeah.
dress? Also, my idea was to, once I get the dress made, get laundry markers and write, like, mixtape, like, band names and mixtape names and stuff on the cassettes.
Yeah.
But I'm going to try it on a scrap first to see, because they might not write very well on this. Like, I could foresee maybe some bleeding or something.
Oh, maybe.
But
But wouldn't fabric markers be designed not to bleed?
sometimes they bleed when, like, because see, there's the stretch in the fabric.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to have to be careful with the...
Or like a
dress.
paint pen.
Maybe, yeah. Anyway,
Cute.
I'll put a picture of this fabric up. I'm very excited about it. And this is another Doodles brand. Doodles is also bringing it. Like,
They're cute.
they're my
Okay,
favorite
so
knit fabric.
What is my thing with wanting to wear toddler prints?
Dude, I don't think they're toddler prints. Fuck off with that shit. You just fuck. I'm
No.
pointing at Lonnie
People-
and vigorously telling her to fuck off.
No, I love them. That's
People
what I'm saying. But people stare
Suck it.
at my dinosaur and unicorn
hello.
space shirt.
They can fuck off. They stare at mine too, and they can just bite
Like
me.
Scott's friend Roy was like, "Did you make that shirt?" And I was like, "Yeah, I did. It's so soft. Oh my god, look!" Ah."
He's such a little fucking snob, and I don't care if he listens to this or not, which I doubt he does because he's probably too cool to listen to it. But quit being a fucking snob.
No, he didn't,
dude.
He didn't say anything, and then I was like,
What
"I
saying,
know."
did you make that shirt implies that he thinks that
He thought it was funny. Yeah, I think he was amused.
whatever.
I know.
Suck a bag of dicks.
I couldn't tell if it was I couldn't tell what way he was saying it,
Oh
but it
my
made me
God.
feel like self-conscious, like, well, I know it looks like,
No, don't fucking ever feel self-conscious. Go, yes, isn't this rad?
yeah.
Look at this shit. Aren't you jealous that you don't have a fucking t-shirt with unicorns and space shuttles and dinosaurs on
And
it?
asteroids.
I bet you fucking
And
are.
aliens.
And
even.
aliens.
Yeah, it's got it
Oh my
all.
God.
It's got it all.
I'm going to have to close the window here because dude
Ah.
is their leaf blowing.
Ew, I hate leaf blowers.
All right. Sorry about that. They're leaf blowing next door, which is really pissing my dog off.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, here's the thing that I'm going to say to every person in this world that listens to our podcast. There is no such thing as toddler fabric.
I'm sorry.
There is fucking fabric that is awesome.
Mhm.
And if you like it, you should make yourself something out of it.
Well, I just saw, and then yesterday I saw an ad on Think Geek with a chick in a fucking t-shirt with dinosaurs all over it. I'm like,
because
I'm
dinosaurs
cool.
are fucking awesome.
I know. So,
We're fun.
yeah.
And you know
And
what?
they're jealous. When they stare,
They're jealous.
it's because they're jealous.
Because I'm not ashamed
or like,
to wear the things that I like.
Where did she get that shirt?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Someone said to me once about it doesn't fit me right now because I've gotten a little too fat for it. But my t-shirt with the two unicorns humping, the silhouette of the two unicorns humping under the rainbow,
Yeah.
which is one of my favorite t-shirts.
Mm-hmm.
Someone was like, "Really? How old are you?" And I'm like, "What?" This is like on the bus.
Wow.
Like,
stranger just
yeah, some
popping off with
bitch just decided she would ridicule me for what I was wearing.
Why? Can't you keep
Like,
it to herself?
"Aren't you a little too old for a unicorn shirt?" And I said, "I don't know. Would you have your daughter wear this?" And she looked at it, and then she cocked her head, and the slow look of horror across her face as she realized that it wasn't just a silhouette of a unicorn's jumping under a rainbow, but they were doing it.
I think our culture is shifting more into that sense of humor, though, because you see those Christmas sweaters with the reindeers humping.
Yeah, but you know what? People only wear those for a joke to a party.
That's true. They don't.
I wear them all year round. I don't fucking care.
No, I'm just kidding.
Suck it. I wear it for serious. That's the thing. Come on, man. And look, I know there are a few of you listening going, Katie, I have heard you make fun of grown-ass women wearing Winnie the Pooh shit.
Mm-hmm. Or Tinkerbell.
Okay, that's some shit I've done. I'm sorry. But honestly, if you fucking like it, it doesn't matter if I like it. And here's the thing. I would never go up to someone and go, really?
Yeah.
You're a grown-ass woman. Why are you wearing Winnie the Pooh shit? I wouldn't fucking do that.
No, that's
to myself,
rude.
I would think...
That's rude.
In my brain, I would think, fuck, really? Winnie the Pooh?
I would think, oh,
my
I wouldn't
Doctor
wear that.
Who is a way cooler than
I know.
Winnie the Pooh.
I'm like, oh,
Ooh,
well,
that was all right.
I wouldn't choose to wear that, but hey. Maybe,
No.
You know, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Uh-huh.
Stop.
Mm-hmm.
Just stop.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, stop with the fabric store snobbery. People piss me off in the fabric store.
Why? What do you mean?
Well, you get like don't even get me started. I've ranted about like the quilters being like, you can't use quilting fabrics for a dress.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, why the fuck not?
I know.
You can't use your face to talk to people.
Some
Shut
people
up.
make dresses out of pull tabs.
Yeah.
Whatever.
What's a pull tab?
Or though. Oh, I was thinking of soda pop can things. What
Oh
are
yeah,
they?
they make armor. Yeah, no. I got what you're saying. I
I
get what you're putting
called.
down. They are pull tabs.
Okay.
You're right. I was just thinking fabric, not metal. But yeah, I don't know. Like I had a lady ask me, "Oh, are you making something for your kid or blah blah blah?" And I'm like, "No,
It's for me.
my kid's 21 and he's a boy. He would be really mad if I made him something with flowers. Not that boys can't wear flowers, but my son in particular would be offended by this." And she goes, "You grandkid?" And I'm like, "No. Do I look old enough to have..." Which I am old enough to have a grandchild, but I'm in denial about it because I don't have one yet.
Right.
I'm like, "Shut up, phone. I forgot to turn that off." I'm like, "No, it's not a grandchild." She's like, "What are you making?" And I'm like, "I'm making a shirt for myself." I wanted to say, what's it fucking to you?
Yeah, exactly.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Suck it, lady. Jeez.
It's so good.
Mind your own business.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I say. Mind your own fucking business, people.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we're going to tell you some things. So, we're going to give you some tips. That's what this whole thing was about. We weren't ranting about fabric. This is about giving you tips on sewing with knits.
Yeah, because there's a learning curve. For
Lonnie
sure.
has made me brave, and I tried it. But I also, because I liked it so much, my husband bought me a serger for Christmas.
I got one too.
And we were very excited about our sergers.
Yeah,
and I will
love
say,
mine.
sergers make it much easier.
Yes.
But you don't have to have a serger
No.
to sew knits.
Yep.
Sergers, and the serger that I got was like, you know, Amazon has those flash sales during the holidays.
Mm-hmm.
It's about a $250 serger.
Mm-hmm.
It's a brother. It's a great serger. I love it. It's a lot
of people use them.
Along, you know, it's a bottom of the line basic serger, but it's a good serger. It works great. It's wonderful. It has the differential feed. It has stuff I haven't even tried yet.
Yeah.
But I think it went on sale for $149 one day, and I texted my husband and I'm like, "Look, if you're going to get me this for Christmas, now would be the time to do so, because basically it's $100 off on Amazon right now." So, you know, and then I got it. And then what brand did you get?
Yuki or Juki, Juki.
Okay.
And it was about the same price point
Mm-hmm.
as the brother, and I don't know. I just was like, I'm just gonna try it.
I feel like those are the two main ones in the Patterns for Pirates group.
Yeah,
that most women,
and I
most
think
of the
it
people
was
sewing in there use.
Catwise that uses the Yuki, so I was like,
Mhm.
okay, well, I think she's cool, so I'll go.
Yeah.
I don't know, like the price is good, like it's not It's definitely not a high-end one. Yeah, it's just, I was like, I just want a basic
Yeah,
one.
that's all you need.
But now there's cover stitches.
Oh,
oh my goodness.
that is my dream serger.
Yeah.
A cover stitch
It makes pretty
like
hems.
the cool like t-shirt hems. Like it's nice.
Mhm.
So the reason that sergers work well with knits, well, they're made for sewing with knits.
Mhm.
Not you can sew other things, but
Yeah.
I
sewed silk with
they do a seam that stretches
Mhm.
because it's interlocked stitches. Mine has 4 needles. You can use 3 or 4. I use all 4 of them, unless I'm doing the blind hem stitch, which I'll talk about later. But it just, when you like flip your t-shirt up right now, anybody that's wearing a knit,
Except I didn't have mine yet.
you're funny. Well, even flip up the seam down the side,
Yep.
and you see how it's like encased. There's no raw edge, and it's all woven around it. That fabric is so fucking cute. I can't stop looking at it. She has these fabric with little teeny tiny adorable mushrooms on it.
It's like,
I need that. What did you say?
I need that.
Oh, okay. That's not what I thought you said. I don't know what I thought you said, but it was weird. So
I used a weird voice. Sorry.
So a serger is ideal for sewing with knits because it provides a stitch or a hem, a seam that gives with the fabric. That's the whole point in it.
Mm-hmm.
But like we were saying, you don't have to have that. You don't need a serger. You can make your sewing machine do that.
I used the zigzag.
So
at first,
basic bottom of the line thing, you can use a zigzag stitch.
Mm-hmm.
Experiment with.
Some machines do have a lightning stitch or a stretch.
Well,
stitch.
my very bottom of the line Singer sewing machine
Mm-hmm.
has knit stitch,
Oh.
and what that does is it kind of goes. It's weird if you watch it. It's not zigzaggy, but it goes forward a few stitches and back a few stitches. Like it's kind of weird. It stitches back and forth. It pulls it, but what's happening is it's making a stitch that can stretch.
Yeah.
So again, the lightning stitch or zigzag stitch, and you have to experiment because you don't want a big open zigzag because that can leave gaps in your garment. Especially I've noticed, I tried to make a pair of the pegs before I got my serger, and I did the zigzag too wide, and
they popped.
You could just see them pulling open.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, and stretch needles.
Oh, so that is the big, okay, so that's the number one thing. Say you don't have a serger and you have a regular sewing machine and you're going to start sewing knits. You need to have the correct needle. And a lot of people don't know this.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to want needles made for knit, and you stretch needles.
Yeah.
So
I buy a combo pack.
Yeah.
And they all seem to work.
Yeah, but read on them because a regular woven needle is sharp and it punctures the fabric and goes through, and a knit made for woven or for a needle made for knits is a ballpoint needle.
So it kind of pokes through the openings
that are already there.
Yeah.
And it doesn't compromise the integrity of the fabric.
Yes.
And the biggest problem that you're going to have is if you're not using the correct needle for what you're sewing,
the stitches don't come out well.
Well, and you could end up with like bird nesting where like it pulls all the thread underneath and you're fucking eats your fabric.
Ugh,
like it's a nightmare.
Yeah.
Like,
or I also learned having the needle in the right direction makes a big difference.
Oh, yes.
Too. I had it in backwards and it was like skipping stitches and they would do a little zigzag.
In general, the
straight.
flat side of the needle goes to the back side when you're putting your needle in.
It's weird how important
that is. That's very, and it's, look, sewing machines, and this is why I think people feel like sewing is so complicated. It's really not. It's just these little weird
adjustments
things
you have to make.
That over the years I've learned.
Yeah. Trial and error.
I once had my first sewing machine.
Because you'll be like, wait, I just changed my needle and now it's not doing something.
Also,
right.
even
What's
sometimes just getting a brush and dusting out the inside of your sewing machine is all that you need to do.
Yeah.
Don't use canned air in your sewing machine though. Bad move. It pushes
it into the motor.
Yeah, it pushes the dust into the motor and it's not good. Sorry, I just had like a nose runny again. My first sewing machine was not working when my mom gave it to me. I was like, what's wrong with this? My mom's like, we just had this tuned up for you. It should be working. And I'm upset. And my ex-mother-in-law came over to help me figure out what was going on. So my grandma Bradley is the first person who really let me play on a sewing machine and taught me how to thread a sewing machine.
Fun.
My grandma Bradley is left-handed.
Oh.
I was threading my sewing machine with my left hand because that's how my grandma taught me to do it.
Wow.
And I'm pretty ambidextrous about stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
So I was putting the thread through the needle from the left side instead of from the right side. And on my sewing machine, for some reason, that makes a fucking difference. It doesn't fucking like that.
Weird.
So it's just weird little quirky things like that. Each machine has its quirk. But in general, if you're having trouble with your machine, and especially if you're sewing knits, make sure that you have the correct needle. You want one made for knits.
Yeah. It does make a difference. It really does.
It does. It makes all the difference in the world.
Because I tried it without, and it kind of worked, but yeah.
No, and a lot of times I've noticed stitch skipping.
Yeah.
With the wrong needle.
I have to go to the bathroom,
Oh,
darn
we can
it.
pause.
Sorry. I kept thinking.
So, goddamn, we're almost an hour in already.
I was wondering. I felt like we were talking a lot.
So, another thing that I discovered since I started sewing knits is the walking foot.
Oh, I haven't
And
tried
so
that.
if you have a regular sewing machine, I found mine on Amazon for pretty cheap.
Nice.
But no, wait. I already had a walking foot. I just didn't know I had a walking foot. But I got it on Amazon in a set for my Singer. Like I bought it years ago when I got my Singer. So the walking foot, a lot of quilters use a walking foot. It's made to hold layers of fabric together. But the cool thing about it when you're sewing with knits is it has so the thing that pulls your fabric through on your sewing machine is called a feed dog.
Mm-hmm.
It also has teeth and a feed dog on the top. So when you're sewing,
so
it's pulling through with the exact same pressure on either side, on the top and bottom, which means it's not stretching your fabric out as you sew.
Yeah.
I'm making the funniest hand motion right now. And Lonnie's looking at it like, what are you doing? So if you're having trouble sewing with knits on your regular sewing machine, they're pretty much a universal sewing machine foot. If you can find one for the brand that you have, obviously get that one. But they're all basically made the same. Most of them are made to be interchangeable.
Mm-hmm. Just looking at your dog.
Oh, I was like, what? You like it kind of scared me for some reason. I'm like, is someone coming up the stairs behind us?
Dude, that was me doing a weird thing.
He's being pouty because I shut the window.
Oh.
So he can't bark at the guy that's using the
leaf
blower outside.
Ruining all the fun.
So that is definitely a worthy investment. They also make a roller foot, which can work for knits, but I think that that's more for slick fabrics and stuff like vinyl or PVC or stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Because it rolls across it rather than dragging. But it could also work for like your shinier knits.
Oh, yeah.
Like Lycras and stuff.
Yeah. They can be kind of slippery. Swim materials.
Yeah. But definitely the walking foot. If you're walking foot with your knit stitch, you don't need to use. I don't know if a zigzag would. I don't think a zigzag would work with a walking foot. I don't know though. I've never tried it. So
I don't. Yeah,
you have to just look at the opening. But in a lot of sewing machines, if it doesn't come with that, the manual will tell you how to use that foot anyway. So and YouTube tutorials on the walking foot. That's how I figured out how to attach mine to my machine. I'm like, how the fuck does this go on? I was doing it totally wrong. It wasn't working. When in doubt, go to YouTube. Also, and I use this all the time when I'm hemming t-shirts and stuff, the double needle is your friend.
I got one and I can't even really grasp how it's going to work with my regular sewing machine.
Okay, so this is how it works. And it's easy. What you do is you thread your machine normally for one needle.
Mm-hmm.
But then all sewing machines have, they're usually on top, the little spot where you put the bobbin when you fill your bobbin up.
Mm-hmm.
That's where you put the second spool of thread.
Oh.
Most sewing machines in your kit have an extension for that to make it longer.
Ah.
So that you can put a whole spool of thread on it. So then you go right along and thread it right along just like you normally do, but leave to keep them from getting tangled. You know how your sewing machine has the little thing that you put the thread behind
before you
to hold it close to the needle?
Yeah.
Don't put the second thread through that, because that's how it keeps it
Oh.
separate.
Okay.
So what it does is when you look at the bottom of your t-shirt or your pants or whatever, you have those two lines of stitches.
Yeah, and it looks nice.
And it looks nice. And then on the back side, it looks almost like it's serged.
Yes.
It's woven.
And it'll do
and
that with
it
your regular
stretches,
sewing
and it'll
machine?
do it with your regular fucking sewing machine.
I'm so excited to try those double needles. I just
So
need to do
here's
it.
my tip for double needles. Make sure that you got a double needle for knits and not wovens, because there are two different kinds, and a universal needle will not work. It
Bummer.
will, see, but they make universal knit needles.
Yeah,
So make
I
sure
don't
that you
know
got
what
the
I
right
got.
one.
Yeah.
Because it's the same problem.
Could you just dull the end a little?
I don't know. I don't know if that would actually work. But you run into the same problems, and I was having trouble with mine skipping stitches, and that's what it was. It was for a woven. I would start with a wider set needle. I like they're usually 3 widths in general. There's like one really close together, a really fat one, and then the mid-range one, and I like the middle one.
Yeah.
And go slow.
Yeah.
Go slowly, and just, slower than, because I don't know about you, but I sew fast. Especially now that I'm making a dress out of woven fabric and I've been using my serger, I drive my regular sewing machine like a maniac now, because I wanted to, because I was so used to using the serger, and you can't chain off on a sewing machine.
Yeah.
I was online, I'm like, what am I doing? Just go slowly, especially when, whoo, Kitty, you scared the shit out of me.
Kitty.
Oh, see her
Ooh,
fancy
nice
collar.
Woo.
And she does that little fucking thing with
She's
her
so
tail.
skinny.
She has lost weight, hasn't she?
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Aw.
also be very careful and go slow. And I actually, when I use double needles, I hand rotate going over like seams. Like when you're doing your hem and then you go over the side seam, I do it by hand, because it has a tendency to skip stitches or break the needles.
I have there's something mysterious about this though.
Okay.
How do you know that you're in the right spot? Because your hem is going to be underneath, right? You're not looking at the raw edge you're doing, right? You're looking at the, how do I explain that? You fold your hem under.
Yeah.
And then
No, I get what you're saying.
because the two lines are going to come out on the top, right?
So what I do is, when I fold my fabric over, I'm showing Lonnie here. I can't use this fabric. Actually, can you toss the fabric over there?
Precise.
What
right?
you do is, when you roll over your hem and you iron your hem in place, which is another thing to be careful with knits. Don't stretch when you're hemming or when you're ironing your hem. So when you roll it over, I make it as wide as the sewing machine foot. So then when you flip it, you know that the width of your foot is going to catch it.
Okay.
And I also watched how I line it up is you can see and feel the lump underneath from where it's folded.
Okay.
So I just put the edge of my sewing machine foot
next to the lump
on the lump and run it along. And that's actually what I use.
Okay.
So if you have everything ironed and pinned in place, and I also have found that when you're using a double needle, that God damn it, why can't I remember the name of that iron? The shit that you
there's that Wonder Tape.
Wonder Tape
that washes away, right?
Yes, it washes away, but using that kind of gives it a little bit more stability.
Okay.
So I would definitely do that with your
Yeah, it's the stuff you can iron on,
Mhm.
and it'll iron your hem in place and hold it while you're sewing it, right?
Yeah, so you don't need pins.
Yeah.
And then
A
it
lot
just
of
kind
people
of,
swear by it.
and it actually helps prevent stretching in your knit hems too.
Okay.
So
It's kind of cool. Yeah.
because see, the thing is, what happens is, and this is the biggest challenge in sewing with knits, and I can promise you, it's probably why Lonnie hasn't hemmed her shirt yet.
Exactly.
Um,
I hate hemming.
Because when you hem a knit, it's really hard not to get that ruffled edge because
Yes.
it has pulled it. So these are tips with or without your serger. I would use the
double needle's great.
well, and also the tape. God damn it, I can't think of
Tape,
the name.
Wonder Tape.
So my favorite way to hem a knit lately is with my serger using the blind hem foot. And I bought the serger the serger package that I bought. I wanted that one because it comes with a blind hem foot. Have you ever used a blind hem foot?
Nope.
You are going to get one after I show you this. I'm going to hit pause for a second.
Okay.
So I found my blind hem
Cute.
foot for my serger. They make a blind hem foot for a serger and a regular sewing machine. But if you'll see, it kind of makes a nice hem. But it's and it
Yeah.
doesn't stretch. It doesn't stretch out the fabric. It makes a nice stretch hem. So what it does is you fold your fabric over, like you're folding your fabric up,
And then back.
and then you fold
down.
it back down.
Yeah.
So you're sewing on the wrong side of the fabric, and then what it makes the needle do is just barely catch the edge of the rolled hem. So it looks almost like a hand sewn hem.
Yeah.
And it keeps it even. It's a really nice way to keep your stitches even. But this is magic when it comes to using a serger or a regular stitch and sewing with knits. So I would definitely look into the blind hem foot. And I'm going to post videos on how to do all of these things that we talk about when I post this episode. So definitely you want to do that. And I also have needles in here and stuff. I'll post pictures of the right needle. I think I have some double needles that you need.
Just looking at a video about the blind hem foot. It's really cool. It does make it a lot easier.
It makes it a lot easier.
Oh my gosh. And it looks nice.
It looks nice. It takes the stress out of trying to figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's really, I think these are things that if you want to get into sewing with knits.
Yeah.
Because look, we all wear knits.
Yeah.
Like 100% of the clothes in Old Navy are fucking knits.
Yeah.
Like you just go, like they're comfortable, they're easy, they're quick, they're easy to take care of. You don't have to fucking iron them.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're on the go clothes. Go look in your fucking dresser drawers and closets. Everything is knits.
Yeah.
So it makes sense, even if you're not someone who enjoys making your own clothing, it makes sense to learn how to sew with knits if you want to repair clothes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because like I have a stack of mending right now. I made myself finish a stack of mending too before I fucking started my TARDIS dress that I'm working on right now, because it had just gotten piled up. Like, you don't want to throw away perfectly good clothes.
Right. I know. Yeah. I always get the thigh rub, so then I have to repair that a lot.
Yeah, me too. Me too. As a matter of
That
fact,
can
did I
only be
text you a
repaired so
picture
many
of my
times.
thigh rub blowout a
Yeah,
few
you
weeks
did.
ago?
Yeah.
It was, and those I had repaired once before, and they just
Yeah, you get to the point where
those
it's like,
pants were
"Aw."
done.
Yeah. Such a bummer. The thing that's weird to me, though, is like today I was at Walmart and I was like, all these things, I don't know. I feel like I can't make, yet I haven't got to the place where I can make stuff that's nicer than what they have there that's so cheap. You know, so I don't know. It's kind of a weird.
I feel like I'm getting there though.
Yeah, I'm getting, and I guess the cool thing is you can customize it
Mm-hmm.
to your body and what fabrics you want.
Well, and here's what I
and-
really love about the Patterns for Pirates patterns. So these are indie companies that, and I'll make a list with links to
Yay,
the
'cause
websites
there's
for the
so many
blog,
good ones.
because Patterns for Pirates is my favorite because their plus sizes are made.
yes,
Their larger sizes are actually made for a larger size. They're not just a
Yes.
fucking afterthought.
yes,
And they consider the fact that, you know what, when you're overweight, your body does certain things that skinny people's body doesn't do.
Mhm.
So even if you make it a bigger size, like, look, I got some fucking rolls in places that I don't want people to fucking see
Mhm.
through my clothes. And the clothing is actually made for heavier
flattering,
women.
yeah.
And it is made to look flattering. And their pattern testers and employees are all size ranges.
Yes, so you get
So
to see it.
you can see what it actually fucking looks like on someone your size, because nothing
Mhm.
pisses me off more than buying, like, even I get a couple of clothing catalogs that carry, they're made for larger sizes.
Mm-hmm.
Every fucking model wearing the clothes in there, I would guess, is probably 8 to 10.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
not a plus size,
No.
people.
Yeah.
It is not.
Nope.
And
It doesn't give you a realistic.
No, it doesn't let
view
you
of
know what it's going to look like
yeah.
on your body. And
Yeah.
I don't want to buy something unless I know what it's going to look like on my body. So these patterns are great. They come with a lot of customization options. They have add-on packs where you can add things to them. I would like to interview them someday.
Oh, that'd be so.
As soon
They're
as I-
so nice.
As soon as I get my shit figured
and
out
so
over
helpful
here.
in the group.
Well, what I worry
my
about
God.
with people like that, though, that have an established business is, do they want to associate with a podcast where they swear so fucking much?
yeah.
Like, you know, I don't know if, I mean, like, even if we didn't swear on their episode, which is almost impossible because then I would be, like, thinking about it and nervously swear more. But
they are patterns.
do
for
they want to
pirates.
be, like, do they want to be associated with this? Well, they are pirates. And I
Yeah.
bet you they all, look, at anyone who sews has had a swearing tantrum.
Oh,
you know
yeah.
you have. You're
Oh,
like,
yeah.
fuck this. I hate this fucking fuck. And
Yeah.
then you're like, you feel better.
Yep.
And then it works fine.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just have to swear at your sewing machine to
You
make it do
do.
what you want it to.
I know. And it's an asshole and it needs to be put in its place sometimes.
Sometimes they get a little saucy.
Yeah. It's like,
You have
no,
to be like,
you don't
look,
get to
you
do
bitch.
that. Yeah.
You can't do this shit to me.
No.
Fuck
Mm-mm.
off. And then it's like, oh, my bad. Here you go.
Every time, man, I swear to God, every time I make something, it's at the end, I make some kind of fucking mistake. It'll be like the end of my neckband and I'll cut into the...
When I
Or
made
I don't
my
know.
space pants, I have to replace the
Ah.
waistband because I was snipping thread. And I fucking snipped a hole in my goddamn pants.
I keep...
And then I tried to
It's like
fix it and
everything
it
I
didn't
make.
work.
Everything I make a mistake, you know, still.
Yeah, well,
I'm like,
it
why
happens.
am I doing
We're
this?
learning.
Am I wasting...
Lonnie, I've been sewing for...
Oh.
I've been sewing for more of my life than I haven't been sewing at this point in the game. Like, if I started sewing when I was 10, I've been sewing for 34 years. I still do. Sometimes I'm like, did I just fucking stroke out? Like, why did
why did I do that?
What just happened?
Yeah.
Like, why did I do this?
Why did I sew my
I
sleeve
am
on the
such
wrong
an-
way?
Oh my
or
God.
whatever.
I
know.
sewed my own fucking sleeve to what I was sewing the other day. And I was like, I lifted my arm out and I was like, I just took my fucking shirt off, set the whole mess down, left the room for a while, got a different shirt. I couldn't even fucking look at what I had been doing. I was like, you know what?
It's crazy. shit
Clearly, I am
sometimes.
sewing too late at night. I'm going
Yep.
to walk away from
Yep.
this. I'm going to come back tomorrow with my seam ripper and I'm going to laugh about it.
But you know what I did yesterday? I conquered the shelf bra.
Oh, is that the tank top you made with the shelf bra?
Yeah,
Oh,
and
I'm so jelly. It
I
looks
need
comfy.
to size down. I'm
This is
shrinking.
who
I'm
you are.
losing
You've-
weight,
Lonnie's lost some weight.
and so now I
It's a
need a
little
smaller shirt.
loosey-goosey.
Yeah, but I figured out how to put a shelf bra on things, and that's so exciting for me because
That's very exciting.
I
Lonnie hates
love-
real bras.
I hate real bras, and I love tank top. I can just put it on, and I'm ready to go.
I do
Done.
not have boobs that cooperate with shelf bras.
Mine's a little
Most
loose.
of
If
the
it was-
time, well,
see,
most
if
of
it
the
was
time they're
right
too small
size,
for
it would-
me. Like I have a hard
Well,
time
that's
finding
what's
one
cool
that fits.
about making your own.
You can
by
accommodate
the length
your
that you
larger
go.
breast size.
Yeah, you make it longer if you have bigger boo-boos.
'Cause I have
boobs.
big boobs that don't fit in things, and my boobs do not look pretty when they are not harnessed by a man-made contraption.
Well, see, and then
that
also
holds
you
them
can
up.
use these extra like a power mesh or something, and then really get
Mhm.
support
Yeah.
in there instead of those like the camis that have it's just a strip of
This is-
elastic.
Those are
on
made
a-
for A cups.
I know. I always snap myself with those. Like,
oh
ow.
my God, I know. Actually,
Jesus.
Kurt was in the bathroom the other day. We
It's
were getting ready to
hilarious.
go somewhere, and I was putting my bra on, and I snapped myself with my bra because I was trying to reach back. You know how your bra strap curls? And I was like trying to pull it to straighten it, and my hand slipped off, and I literally snapped my own bra. And he's like, "Are you all right in there?" I'm like, "Just snap my bra." He's like, "Wow." But anyway, this was kind of a rambly episode. I'm sorry, but
No,
really,
I know,
what
I'm
we're
on
doing
steroids.
is Lonnie is actually on steroids,
Mhm.
not the kind you think.
I notice I keep doing these funny laughs or like California dude laughs. Like, I don't know. I keep doing weird stuff.
Oh my God, you made me do my obnoxious laugh. That laugh that I just did makes people turn around and look at me in restaurants. Just an FYI,
Nice.
It's embarrassing.
'Cause they're like, what's so funny?
I'm really not trying to be obnoxious. It's just how I fucking laugh. That was a weird noise outside. There's some... Oh, it's the recycling.
Okay.
It's the recycling truck. I'm like, did somebody run over something? Anyway, so again, the reason that we told you guys about the knits and talking about sewing with knits, because there's something that people are often intimidated by. I was intimidated by them, and now I'm in love with it. Like, I'm in love with it. I'm sewing the first woven thing that I've had on my sewing
Does it
table
feel really
since
easy?
January. Yeah, I'm like, this is great.
Yeah.
But so next month we'll announce when we're gonna do the Facebook live broadcasting at the bins. Lonnie and I are gonna challenge each other to upcycle some shit, because I think I want to start. What?
Oh, sorry. No, go
No,
ahead.
I want to start doing, like, you know how we do have a doing stuff episode roughly once a month? I kind of want to start doing like an upcycling episode once a month, like talk about things that we can make into something else, like make that a focus. So
It's fun.
yeah.
I was just thinking, when I went to New York a long time ago, I met this designer that made recycled fashion, like coats and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, the coolest like raincoats. He'd use like find like clear vinyls, but then put things inside, you know, like cute, like these tags and stuff. I don't know, just like, but I was so inspired by that. Or just, I like, to me, it was unheard of to take the sleeves off of something and attach them to your t-shirt, or like, you know, I don't know. I was just like, oh, this is fucking cool.
Yeah.
Like what you can do with this, you know, I don't know. Or like with the patterns for pirates, how you can take a big old man's tent
That
shirt
is my favorite thing to do
and
now.
make it flattering into
Do you know
a
what
flattering raglan.
my favorite shirt is right now?
What?
My fucking Deadpool shirt.
Yeah.
Because I
Did
went
you
to
use the
Walmart.
raglan?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I went to Walmart and I bought a
They have hilarious
size 3X
shirts.
men's
Yep.
Deadpool shirt. It's fucking Deadpool riding a unicorn
Yeah.
through space, and there are tacos and burritos floating
I know.
around
They
him.
just they
It
have
is
some
the best
wacky
fucking
shit.
shirt.
Yeah.
And then I have
Yep.
these other shirts that my mom bought me that I actually fucking hate the way they fit.
Yep.
It's this certain brand, and I have pretty broad shoulders, so the shoulders never fit right, and then it makes the shirt like pull up above my boobs,
Mhm.
and I fucking hate it. So I cut that shirt up and I used the blue shirt to make the raglan sleeves.
Yeah.
I wear that shirt all the time. It is my
It's
favorite. Like, I would wear it every day
yes.
if I could. And I
Yep.
just bought a Bob Ross shirt that's like Bob Ross in space, and I'm gonna use that and make that. And I'm gonna fix my Portland fucking Oregon dress that I made.
Yay.
I'm gonna put raglan sleeves on that and do a neckline, so it's not so schloopy looking.
Cute.
But yeah,
Yeah.
like, this is upcycling, guys.
Yeah.
Like, you can do so. I'm so fucking excited about this one,
Yeah.
because I'm right now really dead set on making a nice summer wardrobe, because it's going to be a hot bitch this
Mhm.
summer, and I don't have any, like, this dress is too small for me. I've outfatted my Walmart dress, but I just want some nicer clothes to wear out in the summer, because look, I
Yeah.
feel fucking gross all summer long.
Oh.
Look, if, like, seriously, if
No,
I
I
were a
do
single
too.
person, I would be celibate during
I
the
do
summer,
too.
because I am not sexy in the summertime.
You know, another exciting thing is bike shorts. From the peg leg pattern
Yes.
to wear under my dresses.
Yes, and you can I want to
to
get that
prevent
the stretch elastic
chop
to go
rub.
around the
Yes.
bottom, so they look super cute.
Yes.
Yes, guys, we're fucking excited about this. You should be fucking excited about this. And so next week, I don't know what we're doing, because this is like a week ahead. We're
Oh,
actually
yeah.
gonna have we're now gonna record this week's episode.
Oh, okay.
This is next week's episode. So I don't know what we're doing the week after that, but know that soon we're going to be, maybe it'll be the fucking challenge. I don't know. We're doing stuff though, because we
Yeah.
always do.
Yeah.
And we love you guys. So until
Yeah.
next week, go make some cool shit, yo.
Do it now.
On your sewing machine, bitches.
Good morning, Katie. This is your friend. I'm recording on the new Tascam. I'm trying to figure out what the buttons do, but every once in a while I take a break to poo.